Hello and welcome back to my channel, where today we're going to do something different and actually do a repair today. These bespoke wall lights I bought from a Carboot sale a couple of weeks ago for £2.50, and I thought I could do something with them. All the wiring's gone at the back, and I thought, right, we can get some jars, drill them, make them as the lamp holders, get some filament bulbs, put them inside and rewire the fitting. So that's what we're going to do today. So I hope you enjoy it and learn something. I will add, I am a qualified electrician, so I do know what I'm doing with wiring. So let's see how it goes. Right, so for this first part, what we need to do is measure the lamp holder. The lamp holder ring. So we know that's about 40mm in diameter. So I've now got a 40mm hole cutter. So as you'll see, we'll cut the hole that size and we will drill the top of the jars. So these are going to be our lamp holders. But first of all, we need to pilot the hole so the drill doesn't wander around. So let's get on with that part of it. For those of you who don't know, when you tighten a chuckless drill up, you tighten it fully as you can and click it back and it locks in position. Oh, first of all we better put safety glasses on, haven't we? We don't want to damage our eyes. So there's the glasses. Again, we'll tighten it up, then lock it back. First one done, let it cool down. And there's the second one. So they should now nicely fit into there, like so. These will be really nice bespoke tap lamps. Right, so we just now want to rub a bit of sandpaper over the fash to get the sharp edges off. So that should now connect onto there. Oops. So that'll now fit on there nicely. Obviously this one needs the label getting off, which I'll put in hot water in the sink shortly, like I've done with the first one. So that one will now connect onto there. And that will be your shade. We'll put a nice filament bulb in there, which I'm hoping is the parcel that came earlier. So let's go and get that and open that. So this is the parcel that came, which I pre-ordered some lights. that's what we ordered. Some Edison screw ES lamps, LED with the filament in. So hopefully when these are lit up, which once we've done what we're doing with the repair or the modification, we'll see these lit up. So I'll do a temporary jig and a temporary rig. So that goes in there, and that goes on like that, and that's what your wall light will look like. So nice, perfect light fitting. I say these were a really good buy at £2.50, and I knew I would be able to do something with them. So the next part we need to do, what I'll do now is I'll put this other jar in the sink in warm water and we'll get the label off. We'll move on to the next part now. So for this next part, we need some hand tools, and we're going to rewire the light fittings because, like I said to you before, all the wiring has been taken out or cut short. So I'll get some hand tools. Just a few small screwdrivers, flatheads and posi, pair of cutters, a knife, and some snip nose pliers. So first of all, we need to get the brackets off. Put the screws back in the bracket temporarily so we don't lose them. I said it should be a relatively easy modification and fix. The next thing we need to do is take the lamp holder off. So you can see it's been chopped. Yeah, this one's a little bit tighter. Just pause for a minute while we get some pipe grips, I think we'll use. Right, time to get some flex. So this is 3-core flex, 0.75mm, and obviously it's 3-core because we need to use an earth wire for safety. So that lamp holder we've already got in pieces, and this one, if we prise these little pins here, the lamp holder should come off, ready to rewire. Bit awkward to get off these, so just be careful you don't break them getting them off. That's it, that's popped out now. This has still got the wiring in, but we will replace it with new. And that is only 2-core. Right, so let's get the old wiring out. So as you can see, there's nowhere for the earth wire to go here. The flex is too thick to get through there, but we've got an earth point there, so we will run a live and neutral through to the lamp holder, and then when someone wires the wall light up to the wall, there'll be a twin and earth, live, neutral and earth. They'll be connected through connectors here, and the earth wire will go onto this little lug here. I may even run a fly lead off into the connectors so that the electrician that fits the wall light can fit directly into the connectors, or Wagos or whatever we use. So we'll crack on with this next part now. I'll strip some cable and we'll use just the singles because it is protected inside the light fitting itself, the cables. It doesn't have to be double insulated. Should be more than enough for the first one. Let's chop that off there. There's just live and neutral, brown and blue on the new colours. Getting it through might be a bit of a pain, but we will see. Sometimes best to just send one through first as a draw wire and then take the other one to it. Makes it easier. Which is what I might do if it doesn't go through first time. Which it doesn't look like it is. So that's exactly what I'll do now. I'll run a draw wire through and we'll tape onto it. Not coming through. Let's try it the other way. Right, this is going to be a little bit more awkward than what I first thought, so I'll come back when I've got them pulled through. Right, I'm not going to lie, that part was quite difficult. What I had to do was send one cable in, one earth cable. I couldn't get it through, so I had to make a little spike with a coat hanger, a little bit of a hook on it. Got down there, hooked it through, and now what we're going to do is we're going to draw wire onto it. So I'm going to use that as a draw wire. Always stagger your cables instead of putting them all together like that, which makes it quite thick. We're going to stagger them so it makes it easier for it to run through. And what you want to do is tape these on like so, which we'll take off once we get them through. Well, that's that one taped on, and then we'll take the earth on here. So that's now taped on nice. And now what you need to do is be very careful, draw that through and try and feed at the same time as drawing. Be gentle, you don't want it to pull off while you're pulling it through. And there we've got them through now. So now you need to just take the tape off that you put on so that you can use the cables and not damage anything in the process. Should look really smart, these lights, once they're done. Can't find the end of the tape, that's it. Right, so that's it. So we've got the cables here, or the wires here, ready to attach to the lamp holder. What you must remember to do now is put the neck or the collar of the lamp holder back on first, like so. Then you've got your lamp holder to fit back on. Now on a E27 lamp holder, which is an Edison screw, this type of lamp or bulb, the middle prong is always the live terminal, and the one at the side is always the neutral. So the middle one is always the live. So your live would go there. So that's what we've got to make sure we do here. So using the cutters, they've already got a cut out for different size cables here to strip. Grab the cable and pull it through. Again, grab the cable and pull it through. Twist the cable so it will push in nice and make sure we get a good tight connection. Like we said before, look for the live prong, which is this one, so we now know we've got to shove the cable in this side. So it just pushes in, and then do a tug test and make sure that doesn't come back out. So that's fine. Put the neutral in the opposite side. That's in nice. Pull them back up through, and that should snap back on. So that snaps back on. So now you've got your live and neutral connected to your lamp holder. We've just got those little earth terminal look there, which we can put a little bit of earth cable on. Bigger screwdriver. Just go and get a bigger screwdriver for that. Right, so let's undo the earthing terminal. That's quite tight. And we'll get some earth cable, get a bit of a loop. Run that around the screw. Put the little shake-proof washer back on. Connect that back up into the wall light. It's in nice and tight, so obviously now I've got the earth, which is going to fit in so no one gets an electric shock, and live and neutral. We'll cut them, leave quite a bit on. Let's be a bit liberal for the electrician that comes to fit these, for whoever buys them, and then they will go in the back in there and that'll fit to the wall. So we'll strip these ready for putting in strip connectors. always like to twist them and then bend them over and give them quite a little bit of copper to connect to when you put your connectors on, so the screw's got something to bite down onto. I'll nip out to my van in a minute and get the connectors in, and that one's almost done. We'll do the other one. So the second one, again, was quite a bit of a swine getting the draw wire through, but I've eventually got it through to where it needs to be. So again, we'll cut some more of this flex off and we'll stagger the cable once more like we did before, to give it a chance of getting through. Yes, there. And as you pull, you draw it through as well. You give it a bit of pressure, push as well as you pull, as long as you pull at the same time. Oh, that one went through really easy. So we've now got that one through. Gotta get the tape off the cables. Sometimes it isn't easy on its own, but there we go, that's off. So again, now we've just got to put the cables into the lamp holder, making sure we're getting the right way around again. The middle pin is a live terminal, a live connection. Like I said, the lamps, the cells are LED filament bulbs, E27 Edison screw. So there's our middle pin that side, so it's the connection that side. So we need to put the live into that side, push it in, and then do the tug test, and then put the neutral in the opposite side. That's in nice. Draw them up and then put them back in the clips of the lamp holder, making sure you don't break them because they're quite fragile, these plastic lamp holders. That's it, that's gone home and in position. Again, I've got quite a bit of cable left on this end, so we'll chop them all uniform and get them ready to go in the connector block. Bending the cables over, giving them a bit of meat for the screws to sit on and tighten up to. Like I said, I will test these before I put them in the connector block. I've got a temporary test jig what I can use, so I will test them and I'll show you them working. Right, time to get the other jar shades. They're just in the sink soaking, so I need to get the labels off and the glue off them, so I'll do that and be back in a short while. Right, so we've now washed the covers for the lamps, the shades, which as we showed you earlier, it's just pickled onion jars, and one were a pickled onion jar, one were a beetroot jar, but they're both the same type, so they match, because that would mess with my OCD if they didn't match. Which I suppose if you're having these wall lights in two separate locations wouldn't matter, but if you're having them as a pair, then they need to match. So that's those done. We can now put the lamp in the holder. No, we can't. We need to put the lid on first. Put the lid on and the retainer. Then we can go ahead and put the lamp in. Make sure you don't over tighten it. There we go, that's nice. And now the shade goes on there, like so. That's now the first lamp finished, light finished. Again, let's put the lid on. loose a little bit. Amazing what you can fix with bits and bats of household goods. Let's hope they sent 2 Edison screw bulbs out, which they have, and not a bayonet cap one. Again, there we go, nice shade. A matching pair of tap lamps. All we've got to do now is test them. So we'll go get a test jig, and that's what we'll do. So here is an electrical test jig. As you can see, it's fused there. So this is the live terminal. This will be neutral. This will be earth, but they do have the little dots on them: blue, green, and brown. So as you can see, I've not tested them yet. So this is the first time, and we'll see how we get on. Do them one at a time. So turn it off at the wall. Press that over so it's nice and covered. Turn that on there, and there we go. That's the first light working. So we've had a success with that. Let's turn that off. Take this one out and try the next one. That connection's in there. That one's in there. And that one is in there. So close that shut and try, and there we go, that's the second one working. So I was pretty confident I would have got it right first time. Like I say, I'm a qualified electrician, so I do know what I'm doing electrically, but I do have some mechanical knowledge as well, which you'll see in future videos. So now we'll disconnect these and put the connectors on ready for the end user. So when someone buys these now from me and either fits them themselves or as an electrician fit them, they can get the connections in. So what I like to do with connectors is I like to always put the earth in the middle connection and the live and neutral either side of it. Just something I've done from apprentice right through to working days. So I've just carried it on. I do have a bit of OCD with things like that. I like things to be neat and tidy in uniform. So that one's now ready, and all we'll do is that'll go in the back of there, and the bracket will go back on, which we'll do now just so it's out of the way. So this is just a bracket that you connect the wall light on the wall with, a couple of red plugs and some screws. Tighten them up so they don't come loose and we don't lose any while we're waiting for sale. Like I said, these wall lights, I paid £2.50 for them from a Carboot sale. I knew that I would be able to do something with them and convert them. Although getting those cables through were a little bit tricky, because it's quite a tight squeeze, but you've just got to have patience and persevere with it. Again, put this bracket on ready for connecting to the wall. Someone, whoever welded, it's been welded on, they've not welded it on square, so when it gets fitted to the wall, the bracket is not going to be able to fit square like that. It's going to have to be slightly off square. That really does mess with my OCD, but because someone's welded it there, I can't move that round. It's the position it's in is what it's in and can't be moved. But it could, I'd have to grind the weld off and re-grind it, which a lot of effort for not much gain. Once the wall light's fitted properly on the wall, it's not really that noticeable. Well, like I say, it would bother me. And there we have it, a pair of bespoke tap wall lights. Really nice these, I do like these. So these would be nice in a pub setting or in like a study room. Really nice wall lights. Background. So as you can see, I'm really pleased with the outcome of these lights. They'll make some smashing wall feature. Like I say, I think they'd look nice in a pub setting or plumbers merchants maybe, I don't know. But I'm really pleased with them. They're now ready for sale, so that's what I'll do. I'll get them up for sale. That's this video ended. We will be doing some other repairs and fixes, whether it be mechanical, electrical. We'll do shoe glue repairs on soles. I'll show it all on my channel as well as my Carboot videos as well. I hope you've liked it, found it interesting and informative, and please leave me a like, a share, and please consider subscribing to my channel. We're only on a few subscribers at the minute. We'd like to grow it fast if we can. If there's any content you want me to show, put it in comments and I'll see if I can oblige and do that for you as well. So thanks for this time and see you on the next video. Bye.